Now I'm learning to live like Jesus.
Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some. I have First Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Yep. It reads, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." And yeah, I like these verses because, well, first of all, it tells us to be sober, right? And a sober mind, whatever it is from, maybe it's from codependency on drugs or even excessive eating or whatnot. Well, I don't know about eating. Drunkenness, if you're doped out, obviously you're not sober mind. But even if you're filled with anger or depression, because those emotions can actually become overwhelming where you're not sober enough to see the snares or like the traps that the enemy might be setting up. And I kind of experienced this week. I was angry out through my whole day, and instead of bring it on to the Lord, I just try to ignore it. And I kind of got into it with my mom, who she called, she needed something. But yeah, and yeah, I just gotta realize that I gotta be careful of that stuff because the devil, he's like a roaring lion, right? Just like a lion where he's praying for his next meal. And to be vigilant is to be careful and watchful for the possible difficulties and danger that is being laid out. And yeah, that's what I got.
Amen.
I like the example of the lion because the lion preys on, God goes after the weak. They're not going to prey on the strongest. He's going to go after the weak in the herd.
Yeah.
So if we're not strong, we're not alert, then we are open to be preyed on or devoured.
I'm gonna go after you when you're alive too.
It's interesting here that we find out that we have an enemy. Telling us to watch out, be alert with that. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me or I don't wake up thinking that I have an enemy.
Awesome.
I get up in the morning and say, "Oh, I have an enemy today."
Nope.
I don't know. I didn't even give it a thought, to tell you the truth. But right now, in case I read this, I'm like, man, it's telling me here that you have an enemy. You need to watch out. Be ready.
At all times.
Right.
You know that seeking who he may devour. We have that who he may. That's us giving him permission. So if we don't give him permission,
right,
there's no way he can. We can we can stop him from that.
Right. Verse 9 tells us to resist him right off the bat.
Yep. In that chapter, the heading on that chapter is submit to God and resist the devil.
Right.
So it's submitting to God. Yeah.
So Ponce, you're talking about not waking up thinking about having an enemy, but we do.
Right.
Because we're professing our faith and belief in Jesus Christ. That's done pissed off the devil and his demons, and they're going to come after us because if you aren't seeking Christ, then he got you. He's not going to come after you that much, because you're just living in the world, being of the world. And then is Ephesians 6:12, for we do not wrestle against the flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places.
Enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy everything that's for God. So you're right, Ponce. You wake up and how do we think we can go out into the world and just take on the enemy without putting on the armor first? He comes to kill, steal, and destroy your marriage. Everything you do for the Lord. Say, if you're sinning, he's not, why should he spend time with you? You're already doing what he wants. I told you before, I knew a couple that was living together 7 years. Got married, 7 months, they split up. Wasn't prepared.
I wholeheartedly believe there's a battle going on in our unseen, the spirit world. I often use like a matrix analogy. There's stuff going on in these other dimensions around us, where he's trying to steal our souls, trying to get us to commit blasphemy against Christ, deny him, deny our brothers.
And it's not against flesh and blood, like you said, your daughter. It's not against flesh and blood.
Mm-hmm.
So he can use your daughter to separate you, get you and your wife to be at each other or not loving your daughter. But it's oh yeah.
In the morning when I rise, in the morning when I rise, in the morning when I rise, give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. You can have all this world. Just give me Jesus.